Hey, it's Topher right here on Geek Public Radio. How are you guys doing? It's a fine Saturday afternoon, evening thing, whatever. We're hanging out, having a good time. We're going to be talking about the smoke on the horizon, the war that is coming between YouTube and Twitch streamers, as well as the Sony State play and an Easter egg that has been found on the second episode of Obi-Wan. So hang out. We'll be right there.
You're listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys, talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and generally be old in front of your eyes. Not cool. Now, here's Topher and Crazy Chris being all old.
All right. So we're hanging out in the studio, having a good time, talking about all sorts of stuff. Like, we literally looked at each other and was like, we should probably just go ahead and start the show.
Right. Like, we should just do this. Like, we were having full-on conversations. And that's how it happens around here at Geek Public Radio. We do that all the time. And you guys want to know why we're never consistent? Because that's what happens. You have two old heads that literally just sit there and yap and dap about everything that's happening.
And then we've already talked about it.
Right. And then it's like, oh God, we got to do this again. It's never genuine the second time. No, it's fine.
What's up, Jeff?
Hello, Jeff. Mr. Ignatowski and Mr. Killer's the card game in our chat. Hello, friend. Hello. He's actually got some good news too. He's working on some things, and he's gonna be up here for Gen Con. So we're gonna probably drag Jeff back to the studio again. Have ourselves a good time. Drag Mike out with us. Anyways. So we do have a lot of stuff on the way for you guys. Some things to talk about. I figure we'll start with the announcement stuff first. But before we begin, make sure that you guys click the likey button and then subscribe so you guys never miss a moment of the awesome content that we try to deliver to you guys every single week. May not always be consistent, but we're always there. We're like that rash that won't go away. It's the best.
Okay.
That's perfect because you're off camera. So that just worked out so good. Anyways, yeah. So if you guys want to be notified every single time that we do go live, make sure you click ring-a-ling-a-ding, that belly button down there at the bottom. We are be doing a little bit of things different here. We will not be streaming live on Facebook. We will be doing that strictly on YouTube and Twitch from moving forward. So that way we can free up some things on Facebook for the page itself, et cetera, making business moves, doing all the other stuff, working hard over here. So as always, thank you guys so much for joining us. We do very much appreciate it. If you guys could give us just a few minutes of your time, it does help defeat the YouTube algorithm that keeps us going, promotes our page, gets the corporate overlords off of our backs, and helps us garner more sponsorship. So if you guys like our content, you want to see us continue, those are the little things that you guys can do to help us out along the way. We do appreciate every single one of the thousands that watch every single week. We do appreciate you guys very, very, very much. Jeff, I appreciate you, buddy. Shout out to you, Jeff. Be the first one to chat. First one to say hello. So this week saw Sony release their State of Play, and there were a lot of video games that they were announcing, a lot of new things that are coming down the horizon. Unfortunately, to start with the bad news, they did not give us any type of gameplay or trailer footage from the new Silent Hill. So right now, that's just a floating in the wind kind of rumor. Didn't confirm anything, which is unfortunate, which means probably 2023 is not going to be the year that we get the Silent Hill new game, and we probably won't see the reboot. But the year is not over. There are a couple more chances for them to announce that, and Konami is, if it is through Konami, they're very, very secretive about that type of stuff. So no Silent Hill, but that's okay. There were plenty of other things on the horizon, including the Resident Evil 4 remake. It looks gorgeous, and I'm kind of excited for it. The only thing that I would really like them to do is to please fix, I think it's Ashley. I haven't played that game in so long. I believe her name is Ashley. Please fix her AI. God, I don't want to die every single time that I have to save her because she keeps running at the monsters and then getting a game over because I didn't die, but she did because she's stupid and they programmed her to be the stupidest character to ever exist in Resident Evil. And if you've ever seen the remake dialogue on Resident Evil 1, that's saying a lot. Honestly, that is just saying a tremendous amount. Just God, it's awful. Anyways, so yeah, Capcom is releasing Resident Evil 4. They are also, looks like they're doing Resident Evil 8 to the PS5. So that's going to be ported over to the PS5, I believe. Horizon Forbidden West is getting a new Game Plus feature. So if you finished Horizon Forbidden West and you were able to not get all of the achievements and the different things that you can do, you can actually start a new Game Plus and start back up, keeping all of your progression throughout the story. So that is something cool that they've announced. One of the stranger games that I saw, Topher, was a game called Stray. And it's you play a cat. You play a cat.
No, that doesn't surprise me.
I figured at some point that somebody would do it. And actually, I'll be honest, it looks really cool. Like, it looks like an interesting gameplay. But we already have Assassin's Creed, so I don't really need to play a cat. That's my opinion about that, personally. Some new RPGs coming along as well. But then, of course, we have not Assassin's Creed, we have God of War Ragnarok. Which is a continuation of the story that was started in the God of War remake. I say remake, but it wasn't really, I don't know, it's a continuation of the story. So it wasn't really a remake, but it looks excellent. It looks phenomenally excellent. The first God of War that they did, it looks, I can't praise it enough. The story was really good. It was gripping. Most of the God of War franchise has been that way. It carries a good story with somewhat repetitive gameplay, but it's still really fun. And I think the God of War that they did most recently here broke away from that a little bit. It's still repetitive, but it was way more engaging this time around. So you didn't notice it as much. The narrative was very narrative driven. I like that a lot. And then finally, one of the ones that there's tons more. You guys can go onto Sony's website and you can check out the video for yourself for all the game footage release and all the trailers and things like that. You can find that on their website. That's always available to you. But finally, the one that I'm honestly most excited about is Final Fantasy 16. And they released a gameplay trailer for it. It's getting back to the more classic medieval style roots, where it looks more like a medieval kingdom type setting, more fantasy based. There does seem to be some sort of merge with steampunk. So there might be some interesting things, some interesting mechanics that work in that game, but it very much appears to mimic the fighting style of Final Fantasy 15. So that's not a bad thing. I thought that was a pretty unique system. So, that's pretty much it for State of Play. I wanted to smash that out of the way because the conversation that we were about to have is going to be a doozy. And we are, of course, talking about the oncoming onslaught of the war and the smoke, all the fighting, all the BS. It is coming. It's coming hard.
Yeah. No, like you can see the rabble rousing in the stuff. There are several YouTube podcasters and YouTube video creators who are putting stuff out about DMCAing people, suing Twitch streamers.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't
the whole
look,
9 yards.
It doesn't look good because I feel like they have a case. I may not necessarily agree with it, but I feel like there's a case to be made.
The part that kills me is the people who are doing it all have React content on their own page.
Oh, I'm sure. Like if somebody were to take our videos and react to them, I wouldn't be mad. I really wouldn't. I would be like, "Oh, that's cool. That's kind of flattering that they would." Well, I mean,
we're small enough. We're small enough that it literally would blow us up.
It would help us.
If somebody like Asmon would check out and like watch our videos, it
would be great. Jeff's typing in the chat. I don't know what he's saying over
there. That will be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit delay.
Yeah, tiny little bit. But yeah,
like.
I guess my hardest point is, we should probably actually just tell everybody like what's happening. Like we should probably start there so people have a grasp of what we're talking about. You have people
who are like, Asmongold is the face of it right now because he does a lot of React material during his stream that gets prepackaged by his editors and posted back up on YouTube. However, and people point out that, he'll have like 1 million views and the original video has like 1,000. Right. Or 100,000 or 200,000.
Marketable. Noticeably less.
Right. But there's a difference between him and what like Hassan and a couple of the others React streamers do. Right. And they literally will just sit and watch a video.
Oh yeah, and not say anything, not comment on the video or give a breakdown.
Yeah, like they'll just sit and watch it, and that's lazy. I will admit that that's lazy. But when you have somebody who comes in and analyzes and dissects and spends, watches a 10-minute video and ends up with 45 minutes to 50 minutes worth of content out of your 10-minute video. That's more commentary. That's then everybody.
And that I think that falls technically under fair use. That falls under fair use clause, but streaming,
what they're doing is not illegal. That's the one thing they keep.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think
ethically it's bad. No form. Like, but ethically, you're the same dude who just like Nexpo and just like Night Minds and just like all of those guys.
All the guys you're bitching about.
No, these are the guys who are complaining.
No, I'm sorry. No, that's what I'm saying. They're complaining because these people are taking their videos and
like Night Mind, Nexpo, and all of the guys who do the ARG stuff, film theory, game theory, whatever, are literally taking all of the content through a bunch of videos, condensing it down to tell the story that the videos are telling.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to have to go check out the whole thing. Like, I can literally read their commentary, watch their commentary, see all of the videos, watch all of the stuff, all of the whatever, and they're complaining when somebody does it about them.
Right. Now,
where they're just one video is being watched, not the entire story. They're literally ruining the entire story for other people.
My issue comes down to, like, we're a smaller studio, like you said. So if someone were to do that to us, they would help us. But it's
then you get into, but if you flip that, then you're getting into people who make way too much money for making videos, arguing about
other people using their stuff.
No, they're like, they're making too much money. I only made $1 million on my video. They made $5 million on my video.
No, and that's not what I'm talking about. If you were to take a smaller studio's work, like let's pretend for a minute that we have a 10 million subscriber count. Every video we do is 2, 3, 4 million people, right? And we were to take a smaller studio sample and pull onto our website and say, hey, or pull onto YouTube and say, and then give a full reaction to these videos, right? And we do reaction videos on this website.
That's what I was saying. Like, literally,
that's stuff that we do. I'm not going to bitch about it because it's stuff that we do. If someone were to do it to us, I'm not going to complain. I just won't.
Right.
Now, if it was a consistent pattern and they're not breaking the commentary down and they're literally just yanking our material for funsies because we're funny or whatever they think the case may be. I'm not saying that we're funny, obviously, guys. I'm saying
funny looking.
Right, and we're old. And we're old too. We're two talking old heads.
Look, I am literally a thumb.
It's great. So, I love it. And yeah, but see, that's the thing. You're always saying good job. And that's what I like about you. But because of that, if they were to consistently pull our material without proper credit or at least giving us something, like,
don't literally camp out on they take, like, they watch one video.
And I'm not saying to kick back monetarily, even like kick it back.
What I'm saying is I'm looking at, like, with Asmon, if it wasn't for him, I would not have been like, there's several streamer or YouTube creators that I would not know about. I watched their videos because I saw a video that he watched. I was like, I like that. I thought that was funny, or I get the points. That's, I might seem a little weird, but I don't know who Destiny is. But
that's not. I don't know. I don't follow a lot of the other streamers. Right. I don't. I watch some of them.
I found Bellular.
I watched Gray Still Plays. Like, I literally stumbled across that by accident. And then because of that, I found Let's Game It Out. I found some other guys that I watch that are funny. Like, and I'll be honest, I'll name drop because it's not a big deal to me, but like Markiplier, for instance, right?
Right.
I don't like watching Markiplier videos. I don't. I never really have. I'm not saying he's bad at what he does, because he's not. Like, he's a tolerable watch, and I understand his appeal. I get why people like him. And I'm not saying I dislike him. I can watch.
He's moving more into film stuff now. Like,
yeah, and like some of the scary stuff that he does is funny. Like, I will admit, but then some of it seems put on, and I'm like, man. I mean, then I see some of these younger streamers that are like some of these younger guys that are streaming, and I don't know if it's because we're old. Honestly, that's probably what it is. But I find them horrendously obnoxious. I'm obnoxious. I know I'm obnoxious.
Or like the guy, I think it was Nuke 5. Nuke's top 5 or whatever. When he talks like this.
Oh, it's I have said this a million. I've never name dropped him, by the way, but I've said it a million times.
Well, no, that actually falls under the same stuff.
It does,
they're
but the
pulling
fact
content
that
from other
it still
places.
pisses me off. I'm sorry. Slight rant off subject. That is the most obnoxious voice in the history of the world. Okay. My voice is soothing and melodic, and everybody loves it. I have a melodious tone, and this dude sounds literally like he's strangling a cat while beating off into a freaking like a literal echo chamber. Like he's quite literally surrounded by a bubble and then just jerks off inside it. All you can hear is like that's all you can hear while he's talking, while simultaneously strangling a cat. And it's the worst noise. And he has millions of views. And I'm like, how the
Jeff's like, I'm not obnoxious at all.
We love you, Jeff. Shut up.
But no.
But anyways, sorry.
But like even the top fives and all of those are literally taking footage
100%.
and packaging it in a way.
Right.
And I can't say anything because I have the Paranormal Hobos top 5.
Right.
Like a whole channel, just top 5 videos and spooky shorts.
And it works out. And it actually gives us an opportunity to showcase the things that are available on the internet.
Right.
That's the entire purpose of the internet, is a communication medium. We're literally just communicating our opinion about these videos.
We found this. You should find it out too. But what I'm saying is it seems a little bit ridiculous because like I found certain podcasts and certain content creators specifically because of the content that they either reacted to or put everything together and made this really interesting thing covering the whole narrative of some of this stuff. But I don't have, once you do that, I don't have, I don't have to go back and watch any of that stuff.
Right. And I'm going to be really honest.
It'd be like somebody posting, like, well, let me break down all of the Black Book.
Right. Cool.
And then giving all of the stuff away to all of the stuff. And then turn around saying, well, I didn't show you anything. It was just literally me like breaking down the story of and yada, yada, yada. Like, yeah, well, now nobody has to go watch my movie.
Right. But that's just it.
They're the ones who are complaining about 1 or 2 videos that they're being reacted to.
Right. Now, that one I would have an issue with a little bit, only because we didn't upload the Black Book to YouTube. Well, no, I uploaded my audio.
It's there. But it was because of our distributor put it on the YouTube movies section.
Oh,
so
okay, okay.
Buy on YouTube.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is if they rented it without actually showing it and just gave a play-by-play breakdown, that there's no law against that. The people do that all the time.
Right.
100%. They will take NFL broadcasts, mute them, and give you a play-by-play of what's happening. That's the thing that happens all the time.
Right, but that gets into because the NFL still covers the video.
No, they don't show the video.
That's what I'm saying. You said that you take it in the NFL game and strip out the audio.
The streamer is also like, picture me like looking at the screen, right? I'm looking at you in the camera. You don't see any of the game. The video, the camera, everything is right here. And all I'm doing is giving a play-by-play of what's happening without actually using audio or video. So I'm just telling you, like, I'll use the Colts, for instance, like, Jonathan Taylor lines up behind the eye. All right. Takes it off, hands off left side.
So you're like basically a radio rebroadcasting.
Yep. But not technically, because you're not being paid. You're not sponsored. And there's other issues with that as well. So even if they were to take our movie and watch it behind the screen with like headphones on so they can hear, but we can't, and then give a reaction or anything like that, like there's nothing we can do about that. That like quite literally nothing we can do about it. There's no legal recourse for it.
Right.
And it sucks, but at the same time, if you've got millions of people and you're talking about this movie, I mean, the least you could do is just say it's good. right. I feel like if you're being positive about it, I think that can work both ways.
It sounds like it sounds like I'm flipping back and forth on the thing. So I'm just trying to be explaining some of the stuff, but I think you can point that finger at
probably 90% of the people that are bitching.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's small studios that might be losing views and might be losing money and might not be able to get off the ground. And for that, I would say, I guess my appeal to those commentators would be, and Asmon, I never do his name right.
Asmon.
It is Asmon. Okay.
Yeah, right. Asmon Gold.
I think he does it the right-ish way. I wouldn't say it's the perfect way, but he does it the right. He gives kickback. Hey, go check them out. Go drop them a like. Go drop them a sub.
Yeah. Hey, if you like this video, go sub to them. I'm putting the link to the video in my Reddit. Go
that's much better, and that makes it more palatable, I think, for everybody involved.
Right.
Like at least it's an acknowledgement.
Everybody points the finger at him, and nobody points the finger. Like they call him out.
Well, it's the popularity of it.
Like Hassan will literally just sit there with his thumb up his butt watching videos on his stream, and that's literally like almost it. And
see, that's different to me.
And then make money off of it,
right? But that's what I'm saying. That's different to me.
And then spout off that it's okay because he believes in socialism and everybody should share and this, that, and the other,
right?
While making bank
off of the video, right?
How socialist, capitalist.
Well, then if that's what he believes, then he's literally reaping the rewards for somebody else's work. So he's actually exercising capitalism, not socialism at that point, which means that he would need to pay them a fair wage for the work that they've done.
Right.
And in order
that's where I get everybody when they're like, I want yada, yada, yada. I want you to work for me. I was like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do, yada, yada, yada. Well, I believe everybody should have a fair wage. Well, you're paying me peanuts to do this.
Right.
I can't afford. Like I had one guy when I was working on a podcast. I was literally doing all the production for the cameras, the whole 9 yards, driving an hour and a half to go set up in Indianapolis, to do the show, like to get the show ready for him, and then was told that he could only give me $50 a show, which literally was covering my gas. And when I said something about, hey, like seriously, like you're over here complaining that, McDonald's people need to make $15 an hour. You're giving me $50.
Right. You're not even covering my expenses right now.
two or three times a month. And right. And he's like, well, I can't afford to pay you more. I'm going to Florida with my family. Or no, I'm going to Hawaii with my family. I can't afford to pay you more.
Well, then you can't afford to have a business. It sucks.
But that's where I was like, you literally went on this tirade and ragged to me about how
all these different things,
of these things.
And
that's how I see this is
right. And well, to bring it back, and here's where it's at, right? So there has to be a line, but if you make it to where, like Hassan, for instance, which is using him as the example, he's sitting on his butt, not actually commentating on the video as opposed to
several.
I understand that, but that's just the most noted one at the moment. He's watching these videos, he's not commentating on them, so he's quite literally just ripping off the content. That's a very clear example of that. However, you have to draw a line, right? Where's the line? Where does it start? Like, how does he get away with that legally, right? And this is what ruins everything is when lawyers start getting involved.
Right.
Where's the line?
I mean, it's the same as like quantum TV.
Is it where Asmon does it? It's 45 minutes for a 5-minute or 10-minute video? Or is it at least you have to stop the video every 30 seconds to be able to drop commentary for 3 minutes? Like, there has to be some type of established rule. And I think that's where everybody's going to get screwed up, because if they keep pushing this issue, if YouTube pushes this issue onto Twitch,
well, it's start doing like this. It's creators, not actually YouTube.
Well, no, excuse me. If the creators do this and they push this issue, they're going to it's going to screw a lot of people. It's going to screw us up. It's going to screw other people up. It's going to screw up new companies. All it's going to do is give power. Like, Asmon's going to be fine. He's going to be absolutely fine. It's not going to affect him. None. Zero.
No, he literally gained like some in the neighborhood of like another 100 to 200,000 followers because
it's not going to it's not
because of the debt trial.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to phase these people you think you're going to take down. You're not going to take them down. You're going to screw over everybody else trying to start. That's what's going to happen.
Well, the fact is, and
I almost feel like that's the point.
Well, you have YouTubers over here saying that Twitch Twitch is one yada yada yada. YouTube is better. YouTube is this and yada yada yada. And then you got Twitch streamers who are like, yeah, I would stream on YouTube, but you can't find live streams on YouTube.
Right.
Like you have to go to literally like if you're gaming and streaming games, you have to go to a gaming section under it's not promoted.
Right, not at all.
What is being promoted right now is shorts and anything that's political.
Yeah. And it's always or news, right?
Right.
Anything news based is always like for some reason it's the top of the list. Like they have like 100,000, not even that. Some of them have like 50,000 views, but somehow that's in my recommended page. And I'm like, I don't even watch news clips on here. I mean, I will go to their website and watch because that's foot traffic on a website, right? And so I understand how that works. And I usually, if I want to watch or look at something, if I see like a link, let's say it's for MSNBC. And it says X, like I'll find the keywords that they're using in that video. I'll go to MSNBC and I'll look up the keywords. So I'll actually watch and be able to read the article and actually get a transcription of what's being said, right? To make sure that's not being edited because that happens. It happens a lot.
Even those videos.
And I mean edited. I mean selectively edited, by the way, because obviously every freaking video is edited in some way, except for this one. We're live all the time. Love it.
But no, like it's just one of those things that I see it on the horizon. I see the people like lining up and doing whatever, but honestly I found them from their React videos. And I like these guys. In fact, I literally got in an argument last
week
on one of their podcasts, one of their episodes that was dealing with this, where the guy was like, I'm just going to DMCA all of them. I'm going to do this, yada, yada, yada. But he literally has React content.
Yeah. And that's my issue. If these people do this half-cocked with zero plan, it's just going to screw over.
And he apparently cheated at a speed run.
Oh, yeah.
Unintentionally. He forgot the mods were on.
Oh, for crying out loud.
I don't know. I don't know who he is. I literally am catching this from the third party. So, because I don't watch speedrunners. I don't watch a whole lot of gameplay stuff.
Shout out Arcus. Love Arcus. Shout out.
I love narrative stuff. That's why I watched Nexpo and Nightmind and the guys who do the tech stuff. I can't remember his name, but it's Some Ordinary Podcast is the name of the podcast. It's like guys are on.
I like the Jordan Harbinger podcast, for instance, right? Like I like watching that one, and I actually found him from another podcast. 100%. I was turned on to that from another, which is why we promoted things like
it just
the
Starfleet, the Destiny was
leadership,
on some ordinary podcast or whatever.
Right, and that's why we thought the promotion of Starfleet Leadership Academy. They're actually bigger than us, right? But that's not a big deal. Like I would happily turn people onto that. I thought it was interesting. It's a cool take. I thought that was cool, right? And speaking of cool things, by the way, because you and I will literally just dissect this until everybody's blue in the face and they're sick of hearing our wonderful voices. But have you ever seen Obi-Wan Kenobi?
There is a cool Easter egg with
tell the people about the Easter egg.
With the Ooby Dooby Banooby.
The Ooby Dooby Walubi. Oh, Rudy. Tutti Frutti. Go. Thumb Wars?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Ooby Dooby Banooby.
The Ooby Dooby Banooby. Yeah.
I have the silliest name in the galaxy.
Anyways, so
in
Easter egg.
There's a small Easter egg where you have him walking by and seeing a clone trooper, homeless clone trooper sitting on the thing.
They cloned troopers? Spoilers.
And he's out panhandling and whatnot. Sitting on the side, hair all grown out, big bushy beard and whatnot. And it's literally the guy who's the face for all the clones that they digitally did, all the clones. He actually got to be his face.
That's awesome. So they gave him a little cameo in an actual Star Wars live.
And
that's cool.
You see the prevalent blue stripe and the blue stripe on his helmet of the 501st.
Right.
Which is one of the legions that was headed by Obi-Wan. And so, like, there's like at least, because when he goes across,
he's at least a member of the 501st.
Yeah. So you look at, he actually like panics a little bit on the inside. You can see like the fear, like, oh God, this guy knows who I am, and nothing on the clone trooper. Right. And so he walks over and he hands him money and whatnot. And the guy just nods and it's like, thank you and whatnot. And, we were both used. See you later.
Right.
And so the internet went boom. And
It always breaks with Star Wars.
So people are thinking that maybe that that 501st person was maybe Rex.
So I have a fun debate, by the way.
They actually say that the people who did the movie or the show said that they left that door open, that it might actually have been Rex, though I think canonically Rex was killed.
I think so. I don't. You know what? I got to go back and watch because I don't remember if he dies or not.
Don't remember. I never. I'll be honest with you. I never watched the cartoons.
I did.
I watched a couple of the cartoons, but not like in depth.
I've watched them once, and I'm going to be real honest. It was background noise for the most part. So, however, shorter show today for everybody out there. As we were stated before, we could honest to God to go on about this stuff all day long. So obviously to recap, we talked a lot about state of play. We talked about some new video games. What were your guys' favorite video games that I may have mentioned, or maybe something that I missed? Drop it down in the comment section below. And do you guys think that the YouTube streamers have a point with the Twitch people borrowing their videos for reacts and stuff like that? If you guys think that that's a valid argument, let us know. And then did you see the Easter egg? Right. And if you did, what'd you think? Do you think it's Rex? Do you think it's not?
And if you were wanting to use this thing and react to this video, just give us a shout. Give us
a shout out. Like you want to react to our video, give us a shout out.
We don't care.
And then one more thing too, make sure that if you have any gaming or book type needs, make sure you check out humblebundle.com/Geek Public Radio.
The link is in
the link is in the, you know what? Okay. I always get the link wrong. Yeah, that's right. It's an affiliate link. Go down in the description down below, in the below spot down there. Go into the description area. You can find the link to Humble Bundle that actually helps us get paid as well. Anything that you guys buy using our link, we actually get a little bit of a kickback for that. So speaking of kickbacks, that's a way that you guys can help us out financially. So if you have any kind of gaming needs, RPGs, tabletop, sit down, even novels, movies, all kinds of crazy things are available on Humble Bundle. Make sure you check them out. And if you do, use that link down in the description. Use the linky in descripty. But yeah.
One of these days we're going to get Suave and Debonair.
Yeah, one of these days we'll figure it out.
And it'll be fun. And like it'll literally just be a button where I can click and it'll actually look better.
It'll pop up the link or something. We'll figure all that out today. Everybody that's in the chat, we really do appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you so much for hanging out, buddy.
Yeah, Jeff,
you've been awesome. Looks like Jessica Torres, my cuz. Cuz is in there. Love it. Appreciate you, cuz.
He said that he's looking forward to FF16 and still waiting for Boxing Club.
I've already been to that a couple times. Yeah.
Obi-Wan was, he really loves it. So
awesome. All right.
Shout out to you, Jeff. Thanks.
Yep. And then the very last thing, bonus discussion for the comment section. Okay. So while you guys are figuring all this stuff out, everything that I mentioned previously, bonus discussion, there is some debate on whether or not Princess Leia Organa knew Obi-Wan before A New Hope.
Well, watching Obi-Wan, she did.
Watching Obi-Wan, but is it a canonical mistake? Did they make a mistake in the series?
Well, no, because it starts off with episode 4.
Well, let me rephrase this. Are they retconning established stuff? Because everything that was everything Clone Wars and all that stuff, that's all been established canon.
Right.
And at several points in the novelizations, she did not know who he was.
Right, but there's a difference between the novelizations and what's on video.
I understand that. I do. But that's what I'm saying.
That's where you're going to get the argument with the EU.
That's fine. Well, no, this isn't EU because everything that was Clone Wars novels is canon. That is canon.
Right.
Everything after episode 6 is non-canon, but everything in between all of that, that's all canonized. So there have been mentions of Leia not knowing. So that's the way they did the extended universe so they could rewrite this stuff and do all these things. But
I don't know, the whole idea of her saying, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope."
You assisted my father, right? She didn't say you assisted me. You assisted my father during the Clone Wars. She never said, "You remember that time a few months ago where you helped me out?" That's not what was being said.
5 or 8 years ago,
right? You remember that time I got in that big spot of trouble? I think Family Guy got it best. But anyways, extra debate down there below in the comment section, guys. If you guys want to hash that out in the comment section, let us know what you guys think. I think it's canon that she didn't know him. But I'm willing to hear any argument about it to the contrary because that's one of my favorite things to do is argue nerddom, right? It's super fun.
That's what we're here for.
That's 100% what we're here for. But you guys have been a fantastic audience. As always, the crowd participation is always on point. Thank you guys. Shout
Unfortunately, we
to
lose it
Jeff.
when we end the live. Like for some reason, it doesn't carry
Aw.
over.
That's lame sauce.
It's like none of our actual live chat makes it into comments.
YouTube, you need to get on that. Fix that.
So if you made a comment or whatever in our chat, please at least drop when the video drops or
Let us know.
goes back to being, you know,
Drop those likes, drop those comments, man. That's why I told you guys. If you guys have anything you want to say about the video, put it in the comment section below in YouTube after the video is posted. Thank you guys so much. I have been crazy, Chris.
I've been Topher.
And you guys are awesome. See you later.
You've been listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys talk about old. Talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and try not to poop in their diapers while they're talking. Thanks for listening to the show. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on Twitter at Free Geek Radio, on Facebook and Instagram at Geek Public Radio, and the website geekpublicradio.com. We'll see you next time.